Hi, welcome to the Baxter Athletic Center. I'm joined by my colleague, Zach.
Good, but it's an alley-oop over to Ben Ezra. Second, what a feed to Anthony, gets it to go.
At the free throw line, splash.
Oh!
Also look at me when
And we are back at the Max Stern Athletic Center for Championship Monday. I'm Akiva Earlbaum. I'm joined by my colleague here, Zach Tuckman. Zach, how excited are you for today?
I'm really excited. Pleasure to be here as always.
Alrighty, let's get right into it. Obviously, both teams dealt some very difficult cards here, suffering a lot of inconsistencies. But what do both of these teams have to do? What are the keys to this game in order to win this Tier 3 championship battle?
Yeah, I think both these teams really need to be consistent. When they run their sets, they're very good, but when they are sloppy, they are really sloppy. So both these teams got to look to be calm in a championship atmosphere. This place is going to be rocking. Both schools came out for the occasion here today, and I look forward to seeing how they're going to do it today.
And tell me a little bit about the journey of how they got here to this point.
Yeah, for MTA, they had a chance at Tier 1, a hard-fought loss to Valley Torah. Lost on Friday as well to Hillel, but they bounced back a couple games to make the championship. But for HAFTR, the 17th seed, no chance at Tier 1. They lost on Friday in the Tier 2 qualifier, and they've had a couple straight wins here, and they're both in championship here today.
And real quick, Zach, a lot of these kids can really play, but who are the key players that we should be looking out for on these rosters?
Yeah, for HAFTR, it's Jaime Salem. He's the best player on the team. He's the engine that makes them go. And for MTA, look out for junior Gabriel Rudman. He can have a big game here today.
Absolutely. Looking forward to calling it in the booth with you. Tune in right after these messages.
Don't walk away.
And we are here live at the Max Stern Athletic Center, set to take off for this matchup between the MTA Lions and the HAFTR Hawks. The stage is set for the Tier 3 championships, and we are ready to go. I am Akiva Earlbaum, of course, joined by my colleague and companion here, Zach Tuckman. Zach, we're in for what's bound to be a wild game from start to finish here.
Yeah, both these teams in the Yeshiva League, so a little bit of a familiar foe for one another here today. MTA obviously getting a boost from their crowd. Very short travel for them, but both these teams very evenly matched. MTA did make the playoffs in their conference. HAFTR, unfortunately, for the first time in 15 years, did not. Coach Honig told us when we spoke to him about it, he said, this is the most talented team to ever not make the playoffs. So a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, some might say, and the championship game, we'll see what these two teams have to offer.
Absolutely, both teams definitely with something to prove, as I'm just gonna quickly go over the starting lineups for both rosters. For MTA, led by Coach Ushi Sullivan, we have number 1 guard Abraham Schwartz, better known as AB. Number 21, Daniel Book. Forward, number 4, Daniel Wolk. Number 33, Ezra Halpert, and number 13, Gabriel Rudman. As we get started here in the opening few seconds of this first quarter. There's Levy swinging the ball up top. There's the guard Levy pulling for 3, cannot connect. Great rebound there down low by Daniel Book.
Yeah, after a couple of MTA starts out with a couple of big men in Book and in Wolk. Let's see if they can take advantage down low. They have a little bit of a size advantage for some of the players.
As a beautiful no-look dime there. Wolk pumping his fist, very happy with the ball movement that they've been getting early.
Yeah, if you're HAFTR, you want to stem the tide here. A little bit of a true road game for them. You don't want to let the crowd get into it if you're MTA.
And there's Jaime Salem, number 2, their leader, their rock, who hits that shot in response.
Yeah, he can hit from anywhere on the floor. Jaime Salem, something to watch out for. If you're at MTA, you do not want to let him get going.
And there's Levy with the steal, going down on the fast break, going to his left side, and finishing. Soft touch off the glass with his left hand. Still haven't even had a chance to announce the HAFTR starting lineup. So much action has picked up thus far. I'm going to try to get into it momentarily as Rudman is smothered. Gets it out to Schwartz, who gets it to Halpert. Swinging the ball along the perimeter. There's Schwartz calling for a screen. Wolk at the elbow. Tries to use his size, but it rolls off of his foot. As there's Mbalo looking to penetrate.
Yeah, you don't want to split that defense there. Double team. Really hard to split if you're Mbalo, and then HAFTR forced to commit the foul in transition.
Finally looks like we have a chance to talk about the starting lineup for HAFTR. At number 54, we got center Andrew Solinsky. We got number 3 guard Benjamin Mbalo. Number 10 forward Eitan Safra. Number 15 guard Kevin Levy. And number 2 forward Jaime Salem. That rounds out the starting 5 for the HAFTR Hawks.
It's a good thing you announced the MTA starting lineup first, because Ellie Shear checks into the game. Already a quick substitution for the Lions.
Schwartz looking to penetrate as he does so well. But he coughs it up, and there goes Salem the other way. Salem always looking to utilize that physicality. Fed down low. And it goes. That's number 54, Andrew Solinsky.
Yeah, Solinsky, good positioning there. He did his homework early. And then a good finish there as well. 6-2 HAFTR, good start for them.
Almost a nifty little reverse there by Wolk as it's out to the corner. And that is a 3-ball by Kevin Levy. He is hot from the get-go. We will be right back with you. Don't go anywhere. And we are back here. HAFTR taking a commanding lead of 9-2 in the beginning of this game. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors here. NCSY Summer is the premier summer trip provider for Jewish teens across the world with over 20+ programs spanning the US, Israel, and Europe. NCSY Summer has a program for you. Visit summer.ncsy.org to learn more and choose your summer experience today.
It's good to see Ezra Halpert back on the court. He's getting a little bit of work done on him in the medical corner. But good to see him back on the court. Ellie Shear back to the bench.
As it looks like the ball is going to be inbounded underneath the HAFTR basket. As here's Halpert taking charge. Getting it to Wolk at the high post. Over to Schwartz. Schwartz back out to Halpert, who chucks up a 3. Front rim goes off, and there's Salem to secure the board.
Got the corner wide open.
There he goes again. There's Levy, and he cannot get it to go. Halpert, good hands there, almost losing it, but remaining in control. Ref is going to call a foul. HAFTR cannot afford to get in foul trouble here early.
A pretty short bench for HAFTR today. A couple players in street clothes, so really not so many options, like you said. Guards got to be careful, especially if you're playing a tight man-to-man defense.
There's a swing over to Wolk. Wolk gets it inside. Halpert, a nice little spinorama there. Very impressive move. The ball is taken up, and then it is put in. That's number 34, Yosef Shmuel.
Yeah, Shmuel had a great game yesterday, 13 points. Saw SJ posted a couple pictures of him on Twitter. Good to have the spark plug off the bench if you're at the Lions.
How could I get SJ to post me on Twitter?
You have to do something special with people. It doesn't come so easily.
Sure it doesn't. There's Shmuel looking to back down the defender. Alpert gets it near the baseline. Over to Schwartz. Looks like he might have just gotten his back heel on the out-of-bounds line, and we're going to go down the other way. HAFTR basketball.
We have a good trap there again by HAFTR. Playing good defense right now, and MTA's got to find the soft spots right now. They're having a hard time doing so. They tried to force a couple too many passes. It's led to a couple early turnovers.
There's Salem banging in the post.
I was about to say that's great defense there by Halpert, but he's called for the foul. It's great. That's a great idea there by HAFTR, getting Salem in the part of the zone where he's guarded by Halpert. Really difficult, Jaime Salem is to cover in a one-on-one situation, especially with a smaller guard.
Dangerous pass there. Salem looking to swing it. Ref with a late whistle there. And I had an opportunity to actually talk to Coach Ushie Sullivan of MTA. I talked about some of the guys that they need to be incorporating early to get into that offensive rhythm. He talked about Wolk, working through him. If he could be dishing it from the high post, and then they could get Rudney going on the scoring end as Salem hits the turnaround J for two.
Yeah, that mid-range game for Salem is just so smooth. Had the first jumper of the game, and then he hits that one as well. MTA is going to have to pay a lot of defensive attention towards him as this game goes on.
And there's Shmuel again off the pass from Rudman.
Yeah, that's what you want. Just have to play a little bit of a three-quarter court press trap. And if MTA can break it and take a shot, take advantage before they get their defense set, that's going to bode well for them as this game goes on.
There's a three ball, and there he is. Who else but Kevin Levy?
That's Levy's second of the game. The kid can definitely shoot the basketball. MTA playing a little bit too lax on him. He's gotten a couple of open looks. They're going to have to adjust, but with Salem on and now Levy hitting his shots, it'll be very difficult for them.
Let's see what the call is here. Zach, could you make out what just happened?
I think it looks like he might be bleeding. Hard to tell.
Obviously, we wish him a
definitely there's a little bit of a cut on Andrew Solinsky. They're gonna take. Usually they give him a 30-second break and he can come back in, but a lot of games here today. Trying to get a move on things. So Solinsky gonna take a short break. We assume he'll be back in momentarily. Trainer fixing him up in the corner.
Yeah, Solinsky's tough as nails. We know that he'll be back in this ball game.
Yeah, I don't think any paper cut's gonna stop Andrew Solinsky from coming out of this game.
Absolutely not. It's a great pass there down low by Wolk. Exactly what the coach drew up. A lot of what he was stressing to me before the game was working through Wolk in the high post.
And who else on the other end of the catch? Yosef Shmuel. He's got 6 early points for the Lions. He's been in the right spots all game here to start.
As we have the ball up top.
Yeah, MTA in this 2-3 zone. After with a little bit of double high action. If they get the ball here to Salem, he's going to have he probably wants to catch it closer to the high post though.
Levy finally denied there by Shmuel.
Doesn't see it.
One. That looks like it might be a shot clock violation. MTA with that stifling defense finally closing out on the hot hand Kevin Levy.
And as Salem comes down the court, I saw him point to his ear. He couldn't really hear the MTA crowd really affecting him, had no idea how much time was on the shot clock. poor communication there, but you can't really fault him.
There's Amballo taking it down the court.
Oh, that's an interesting call. The referee on the far baseline makes the out of bounds call. The referee much closer to the play didn't seem to think that was out of bounds, so they're talking about it now, but the referee with presumably the better view not making the call. That's always interesting. And Solinsky obviously checking back into the game. Looks like he got his issue fixed up as Yair Sokol going to leave the game.
As you start to hear the MTA faithful getting a little rowdy, obviously making that big trip down from the other side of Amsterdam Avenue just to come out for this game and support their team.
Shouldn't be understated that it's a windy day here in the Heights. You might not want to leave the comfort of an indoor heated building. And so for them to make the trip down the block, not to be understated.
No, it is not. Zeisman Hall always very cozy, as Levy almost had it, but he gets it right back. There's Salem.
Thought about it.
Gets it over to the high post. That's Amballo attacking from the baseline. He is denied a couple of key defensive stops here by Shmuel. There's Schwartz to a cutting Rudman. Rudman, reverse, and it might have hit the wire, but very impressive finish there by Rudman on the left side with his right hand on that reverse.
Yeah, great job there by Gabriel Rudman. I think I taught him that one in the summer, but HAFTR a chance to hold for one here. We've seen a couple of teams shoot before when they have a chance to hold for one, they don't. The other team comes down and scores. I'd like to see HAFTR shoot this ball with under 5 seconds to go as Safra checks the clock.
Salem is hacked on the arm, and obviously you taking credit for Rudman there, but don't forget I was his counselor in Kaylee way back in the day, so maybe it was I who taught him it.
It's so interesting. It's a foul on Gabriel Rudman there. Another approach of your MTA is you could foul them. You have a couple of fouls to give here. There's no reason to let HAFTR get a shot off here.
There's Salem with a healthy three at the end. Not sure what just happened there down low. But that concludes this first quarter of basketball. MTA climbing their way back into this game. We will be back after these messages. Don't go anywhere. And we are back here live at the Max Stern Athletic Center, the home of the MTA Lions, in fact. And we'd like to thank some of our sponsors for today's game and the entire tournament. Dougie's, thank you so much for being a proud Max Live sponsor for the best barbecue and grill in Teaneck. Make your way to Dougie's. Go to dougiesbbq.com to order. The link is in the description of this video. As there we have Schwartz barking out orders from the top of the key. Using that jab step. Halpert looking for Shmuel down low, but he gets Rudman in the corner. We're going to penetrate. Kicks it back out. Some nice ball movement here, but it is stolen. And it is stolen again. Turnover after turnover has haunted both of these rosters. There's Schwartz out to Rudman. 3 ball, good to go for Rudman from way downtown. Gabriel Rudman makes this a 1-point contest.
Yeah, Rudman, he's a kid who can get hot in a hurry. You saw him hit that nice reverse layup in the end of the first quarter. Now he's got a 3-pointer. He's got 5 points to start. Him with 5, Shmuel with 6. Most of the Lions offense here today, but the MTA crowd back in the game.
And there is Safra silencing the crowd. although they won't stay silent for long. Nice save there by Halpert. Rudman looking to penetrate. Just not enough on that one. There's a shot loaded up in the corner. Rims out. We've seen a lot of those. Solinsky looking for the board. Very persistent there. Salem all the way to the left side. He's going to pull up mid-range. And it's Shmuel tucking the ball into his hands, looking to get it to a guard. High IQ basketball by Yosef Shmuel.
And no need to rush. Plenty of time. Be patient. Didn't have any numbers there as well.
And Shmuel again. Over to Schwartz. Sokol giving him no room to operate. Beautiful look inside. Just long on the layup. So obviously Book getting a very good look down low.
Really unselfish basketball by the Lions here so far. Passing up good shots, they have great shots. You don't want to leave him open though.
An uncharacteristic air ball there by Hemi Salem, who is a good shooter.
The shot clock should not be reset. Not really sure why they reset it. And they put it back as I requested. But Salem, we saw him hit a couple mid-range shots, trying to extend it out. That's just bad deal by MTA. If you're playing a zone defense, it's really hard to cover a couple people flashing towards the basket. Just a little bit of a crack. Hemi Salem finds that crack, and they have to commit the foul. He's going to go line for two, or he's a great free throw shooter.
Yeah, it wasn't working for him from the outside, so he worked it inside.
That's a smart play, though. That's a heady play. If you can't hit the ball, if you can't shoot, if you're not really on shooting-wise, you got to take the ball to the basket, get some easy points at the line, get some easy layups, get some dirty buckets on the offensive glass. And that's what he's done. He's had a nice game so far to this point.
Yes, he has. As there's Schwartz loading up from beyond the arc, holding the follow-through, holding up the P sign as well.
Yeah, A.B. Schwartz, an excellent shooter. Like a lot of this Lions team, they're all good shooters, but they're not good shooters unless they're open. A.B. Schwartz in rhythm, catch and shoot. He's going to bury that one more times than not.
There's Salem from beyond the arc. Just hasn't been getting it going.
Yeah, Salem's a great player for HAFTR, but if he's going to live outside the arc, I think MTA is going to live with that. He has a big size advantage and weight advantage down low. I'd like to see him take it more inside on some of these lines.
There's Emerson, rarely missing that shot, but does there. Sokol, whole lot of physicality, but Halpert staying with it. My goodness.
Great sportsmanship there by Salem.
I thought Salem was going to tackle him for a second there, but instead he helps him up.
Akiva, we only expect the best. Salem, a great sport. I wasn't even looking at the play, but I was curious about that. A little bit of an injury there for Book. He had to hobble off, but I just want to compliment Hemi Salem again. A little bit out of control. MTA player goes down. Instead of running back on defense, more important to him, helping up the player he full force down.
Phenomenal showing of sportsmanship. I should have given him the benefit of the doubt.
It's always been your issue.
Yes, it has been. There's Schwartz.
Yeah, Yair Sokol's been playing some great defense there. He's a little bit small, but he's a really nice, scrappy player, coming up with a bunch of loose balls.
There's Rudman from the mid-range. Emerson with a nice rebound. Salem.
It's a big man's board right there.
Yeah. I would not want to be that ball in that situation. There's Safra looking for his options along the perimeter. Safra. And it is swatted out of bounds. Not today, says A.B. Schwartz.
Yeah, good penetration there by Yair Sokol. As you'll see on the replay, great swing from HAFTR and a skip pass, but A.B. Schwartz says, not in my house. It actually is his house, so valid. Foot race.
And it's going to be a full race going down the court. There's Wolf looking to take it up. Safra thought he had all ball.
I wasn't even going to say all ball, but Donnie Wolk going full speed there. That's a really hard layup to hit when you're going full speed. You have to kind of slow down, focus on your layup. Kind of bailed out by the referee there. I think that was good defense there by Eitan Safra, but nevertheless, Donnie Wolk, chance to tie or take the lead here with 2 shots at the line. It's going to be Safra's second, so I'm going to keep an eye on if Joey Honig keeps him in.
And Wolk, obviously not known for his speed as much as his brute strength, but winning that foot race there.
Sometimes it's more about heart. You pull out the extra jets if you need it. Championship game, the last game of his basketball career potentially.
And we're going to send it to a quick break. We'll be back after these messages. And we are back, ready for some more first half action here, as it is a very tight ball game with a score of HAFTR 17, MTA 16. Wolk looking to change that from the free throw line right now and tie this game up. Cannot sink the second, as we have number 31 for HAFTR, Matthew McCannion, checking into the ball game. Schwartz coming up with the steal. There's Rudman going into the lane, just too strong off the backboard.
They have a great pass there by A.B. Schwartz. He looked off the defender to his left and hit Rudman in stride on the right. Just unfortunately could not hit that one.
Levy nearly turning it over yet again. A lot of costly turnovers here early for HAFTR. There's Levy with the floater, just short. Mbalo with the great hustle play, but he steps out of bounds.
Yeah, but that's actually fortunate for HAFTR because Ezra Halpert can't put that steal. Asier steps out of bounds with that pink shoe. Very easy to tell. Some of these HAFTR's players making it very easy to tell when they're not on the court with some of these nice bright kicks. But Ezra Halpert would have been off the races for an easy layup. Fortunate for HAFTR.
They nearly blinded me there. And we have a screen to the left by Halpert. Schwartz, pull back crossover, nice little hesitation. Turns it over. There's Abalo. We know how quick he is. Salem comes flying in for the putback.
MTA's got numbers if they hurry.
And it looks like Salem is bleeding pretty heavily from his elbow. Not so heavily, but
that's a good catch there, Keith. We'll see if the referee who pointed it out last time will point this one out. But nonetheless, that's going to be a foul on Salem.
I've had a chance to go into the locker room. I've seen a lot of bandages. I don't know why they're not being utilized right now.
And then Emerson is pointing it out right now as well. And they talked to Salem about it. Wins the argument there.
Good thing they have those dark jerseys, not gonna stain his jersey in any way.
Yeah, Emerson's talking to the referee about it, still upset about it, but I think we might have a future lawyer in our midst, Amy Salem. Not sure if that's what he wants to go into. But
ref checking it out.
It's a whole
Salem.
big discussion. Blood, is it not blood? Is it dry blood?
And good job, Zach. We called it out from the get-go.
I'm not going to take any credit. You noticed that one? A lot of discussion, though. A lot of blood going around HAFTR today. Not really sure what's going on.
As that second free throw is good.
Yeah, I think both those free throws were good, wasn't it? The first one good also?
I believe it was.
Yeah,
there it is. Both free throws good now. Down low for Daniel Book.
MTA first lead in a while. HAFTR jumped out to that 9-2 lead. MTA clawing back slowly but surely, back in front.
Schwartz going the other way. We know what he can do in transition as he goes up, passing it down low to Wolk. And Wolk puts it in off of the nice dime by Schwartz.
Yeah, great job there by A.B. Schwartz. I think HAFTR can make some adjustments. A.B. Schwartz went in to that drive. I don't think he had any intention to ever shoot that ball, but he drew both defenders and finds a cutting Donnie Wolk, perfectly filling the lane there. MTA now up by 3 points. Starting to find their find their rhythm.
There's Levy with that hesitation again. Rudman creating a lot of disruption on the defensive end, getting it over to Halpert. Back to Schwartz. Boy, Schwartz so quick with those handles. And Ballo doing a great job at making sure he doesn't go anywhere. But it's got to be very difficult for Mbalo to stay with him as Wolk takes it up again.
Great job there by Salem staying straight up. And this guy can go coast to coast. Anytime it's Levy, don't leave him open for three.
Levy might have gotten away with the travel there. The ball is tipped back in by Salem. He's very frustrated, wanting his team to get back on the defensive end of the floor after the made bucket.
Yeah, Salem trying to do it all himself. He makes the nice pass. Levy misses the layup, but Salem right there to clean it up. And once again, great sportsmanship. Kevin Levy hits the deck. Donnie Book wastes no time, helping him up off the floor.
As Schwartz off of the pass from Wolk at the high post. That was a great cut there.
And once again, credit Salem. He knows he's a big guy, and they're going to have a hard time against him. Straight up defense.
Matthew McCannion loads up for the three, and he does not get it to go. Just a few seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock right now. Let's see what MTA could do to extend this short lead that they have.
Yeah, like you mentioned, I'm probably holding it here. Even if you miss with a couple seconds left, HAFTR have a hard time getting a shot up, especially with a couple fouls to give. You have a lot of options. So for MTA, really smart to hold this one down. Probably can take the lead into halftime, which is what you want psychologically.
And Schwartz going for that James Harden dribble that is patented. Schwartz pump fake, lets it fly. What just happened? It seems like the buzzer sound for a second.
Yeah, HAFTR looked like they stopped for a second, a little bit confused. Definitely hit the rim. Not a shot clock violation, and Donnie Book there to clean it up.
And Coach Honig letting the refs know about it as we are going to send it down to our clipped halftime show. We're stepping up halftime show right after a quick word from Coach Ushie Sullivan with our correspondent, Vered Kaplan. Vered, take it away.
All right. Thank you guys so much. All right. So, Coach, look what we got going on. You guys you're at the lead now. First off, how does that feel to finally get a hold of a strong team?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing well. I mean, at the beginning, we didn't come out strong at all. We had some injuries to our centers, but they seem to be back on full strength. We just have to stop the break, keep on rebounding, and pushing it inside. That's the key to the games.
And what's our goal? How are we going to make sure they don't get back up? You guys take the lead home.
We have to keep our intensity on defense. That's the bottom line.
It's all about defense.
Absolutely.
Best of luck, guys. Good luck to you guys. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Vered. Thank you, Coach. And we will be back with second half of action after a word from our sponsors on the Step It Up halftime show. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Step It Up is not your typical basketball camp. We produce unbelievable results. You will get better here. You will get better as a person. You will get better as a player. That's the Step It Up way.
My story started with a letter in the mail. I took my first steps in New York and felt the energy all around me.
I connected with my Rebbe on the first day of Shir.
My story was learning that the mitochondria is more than just the powerhouse of the cell.
I made my painting from scratch, like really from scratch.
My roommates came here from 4 different countries. We lit one menorah together.
My story was practice every night.
Chavruta every night.
Subway rides, city lights.
In my story, my name was in the headlines.
The bylines. The University Museum.
My story was my internship at the Supreme Court.
Dancing with the Israeli flag in Times Square.
My story was participating in the only hackathon, not on Shabbat.
The Career Center found me my first job at a top business analytics firm.
My story was becoming best friends with my chavruta.
And holding that NCAA trophy.
My story started here.
My story is just beginning.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Max Stern Athletic Center. This is the Step It Up Basketball Camp Halftime Show, and we've got big news. We are excited to announce that Camp Step It Up is moving to Hobart College in Geneva, New York for summer 2022. Camp will start on June 22nd and end on August 3rd. Hobart is located just 4.5 hours north of New York City, and busing will be offered to camp from NYC and TNEC available every week. Camp is open to all boys and girls grades 3 to 12 with 1 to 6 week options available. Gorgeous campus facilities include air-conditioned rooms, indoor basketball courts, a weight room, a lakefront, and beachfront on and near campus, lounges, and more. For more information, email office@campstepitup.com or visit timetostepitup.com. As we're getting ready to start this second half of play in what turns out to be a tighter matchup than we anticipated in the beginning after HAFTR took that lead. Zach, what did you like that you saw in the first half from both of those teams?
Yeah, I really liked what HAFTR did at the beginning of the game. You know, a lot of attention is going to be focused on Hamey Salem, and that's exactly why you try to get your role players going. And Kevin Levy started out a little bit hot. He had a couple of three-pointers, took a little bit of pressure off of Salem, tried to dump it down to Selinsky a little bit. And then once those players start to take over a little bit, that's when Hamey Salem stepped in. Had a nice first half, nearing double digits in points. On the other side for the Lions, that zone defense was really causing HAFTR a lot of problems. They got a lot of deflections, a lot of steals. Ezra Halpert in particular playing the top of the zone, doing a great job. And even on the offensive end for Ezra Halpert, when the other team got a defensive rebound, it was not secured until they got it past him. He had a couple of good steals. And for MTA, Yosef Schmill off the bench did a great job. Gabriel Rudman started off well, missed his last couple. And then at the end, in transition for MTA, A.B. Schwartz, not necessarily scoring so much, he hit that three-pointer, but a lot of good passing in transition.
As we look to send it down to Vered Kaplan, who's standing by with Coach Honig. Take us away, Vered.
Thank you boys so much. All right, Coach, we got a game so far. I mean, it's a little bit tough in the first quarter, so what needs to be done?
So MTA is a good team. They're smart, they're well coached. I know Ushi for a long time, great coach. We have to stop turning the ball over. That's really the difference between this game. Winning and losing is all about our turnovers.
All about the turnovers, you said.
That's it. I think we can defend better. They're only going to score on stealing the ball from us. Otherwise, I think we're a better team, but we'll see what happens.
All right, well, best of luck, guys. We'll be watching. Let's go, second half.
Thank you very much, Vered. As the coach diagnosing the problem there.
Yeah, one thing we really like about Coach Honig is that he just says it like it is. He's not going to beat around the bush. He's not going to say anything politically correct just to make everyone feel better. Like he said, he says, my team's really great defensively. They don't match up with us well offensively. The only way they're going to score is in transition. We saw a lot of that in the first half, but Jaime Salem, early double watch. He's got 7 points and 9 rebounds in that first half, as well as 3 assists. He's really been running the show for this HAFTR Hawks team. Look out for him in the second half. If HAFTR's going to make a run, you have to assume he's going to be at the center of it.
He's their guy. As HAFTR has yet to hit the floor. Coach Honig with some last words for his team.
I mean, I don't think it really sets in for you until the game is over, but you have to remember for some of these kids, these seniors, you don't know if they're going to play basketball in college. You don't know if this could be the last 16 minutes of organized basketball for some of these kids. And for some of these kids who've been playing it since, who knows, they've been in the Yeshiva League since 5th, 6th grade. 7 years of organized basketball. This could be it. All culminates right now. Might as well give it your all.
And I'm happy that you brought that up. I actually had a chance to talk to Coach Sullivan before the game. He mentioned that this game was going to be bittersweet. So the last hurrah for some of these MTA players, as they may not be playing college ball, as you pointed out, as there's that tough baseline jumper for Salem. Maybe they'll play in the league in Israel. Maybe they'll play intramurals in whatever college that they go to. But this might be the last form of competition that they have, as a great look inside by Halpert to Book, working that two-man game.
Yeah, great pass. And once Halpert got down low, it was a 2-on-1 essentially at the bottom of that zone. And Halpert finds Book. He missed a couple of layups in the first half, but gets that one to go. Good start for both teams. Good adjustments made by both coaches.
As the ball is on the floor, it's going to be picked up by Rudman, who blows right by Ambello. Going downhill. Gets Book, pulls it back out to Halpert. Halpert nearly doubled. Over to Schwartz in the corner. Schwartz with a tray ball, no good. Ambello with a tray of his own, and he can connect from beyond the arc. Ambello with the three-point jimmy there, as the ball is inbounded to Halpert, and it is a tie ball game with a score of 24-24.
Yeah, one thing that I've noticed about a lot of teams in this tournament is that when they're in the half-court offense, it's really hard to run. A lot of these teams are really well coached defensively, but where a lot of these teams score a lot of their points and excel is in the transition game. When these teams get out and run in transition, it's really hard to stop a lot of them.
As Wolk looking for that backdoor cut by Schwartz. It's worked before. There's Rudman. As we have Schwartz getting it over to Halpert. Rudman with a nice little cut there. Goes for that mid-range J. and this time he gets it to fall. Rudman finally getting into his groove and taking the lead for the MTA Lions by 2.
Yeah, he makes some difficult shots look very easy. Thought he wasn't going to be able to get it over the bigger defender, but Rudman just rises up and releases at the peak of his jump shot. Excellent shot there. That's his shot in that mid-range.
And Salem trying to do the very same, but cannot.
Yeah, Salem can really get any shot he wants on the court, especially in this game. No one really can match up with his size and athleticism, so he can really just rise up over anyone. And if he's hitting that shot, which he has a couple times here today, really difficult to defend for the MTA Lions.
Rudman maybe looking to take him ISO there. He has it with the left side, turns the ball over. Salem.
Can't really go ISO against his zone.
Wow, a nice little behind the back groove, but Halpert disrupts it, gets his hand right in there at the right time. Salem nearly had a beautiful move leading into a transition bucket. As Rudman pump fakes. Smart to pass up that contested shot. There's Wolk getting it over to Halpert. Halpert back to Rudman. Rudman. Ooh, just goes in and out. The toilet bowl there. As we have Salem looking to penetrate the lane. Lowering that shoulder. The ref is going to say it was a charge.
It's going to be a moving screen on Andrew Solinsky. You'll see here on the replay. A little bit of a hip check there. That's an excellent call. Salem did absolutely nothing wrong. But Andrew Solinsky laying out Ezra Halpert. Both referees look at each other in agreement. Excellent call there. MTA ball trying to extend their lead. No one's been able to create separation these last couple of minutes. Halfway through this third quarter, we have a good one brewing.
There's Wolk with a nice pass down low to Book. Book, adjustment midair, can't get it to go. Schwartz, another pump fake, and he's going to be fouled. Going to go to the line for 2. And Halpert really eating that one back on the other end. Solinsky and Salem, 2 guys that you do not want to truck you over.
Yeah, definitely not. We don't have weights listed here, but I would assume they got at least 50 pounds on Halpert. I think I'm being generous with that.
And it looks like a timeout will be called. Coach Hodig telling his guys to hurry up. He has a lot to say. We're going to be back on the stream after these messages. And welcome back here in this ever so tight contest between the MTA Lions and the HAFTR Hawks. As A.B. Schwartz looks to convert at the line, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank a sponsor, Chopsticks. We would like to thank Chopsticks for being a proud Max Life sponsor for the best Chinese food in Teaneck. You've got to go to Chopsticks. Head to chopsticksusa.com to order online. The link is in the description of this video. Sorry, MTA actually going up 3 there as Schwartz looking to extend this lead. Cool, calm, and collected from the line is Schwartz.
The HAFTR's got to respond offensively. They had that Salem jumper and that Ambala 3-pointer, but it looks a little bit out of sorts all day in the half court. The MTA defense causing a lot of problems, a lot of HAFTR turnovers here today.
Yeah, Rudman sliding his feet very well there and getting his hands involved. MTA not forcing anything right now. Schwartz, a few of those crossover combos that he's known so well for. As we have Halpert over to Wolk in the high post.
He missed Rudman behind him, had him open for a look. Time on the clock, see if they notice.
Rudman gets him to the left side, finds Wolk at the free throw line, and he sinks it.
That's his spot as he points to Emerson. Must have told him something to shoot that, but Donnie Wolk mid-range and in. That's his game. Does it so well. MTA now extending their lead to 6.
There's Salem again. This time he converts from the baseline J.
That's exactly what HAFTR wants to do. If they can get the ball to Solinsky at the high post, that's going to open up their offense because he can turn and face MTA, not really any size to match up with him, and then he could dish it to an open teammate.
As Rodman pulls up for three, no good that time. Solinsky securing the board. Over to the trusty guard, Levy.
They should look for Solinsky in the high post again, then someone in the short corner. That's the way HAFTR should run their offense.
There's Levy gonna look to pull it again from three. He was hot in that first half, and he gets hot in this second one as well. He is 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Kevin Levy almost automatic from deep. There's Halper, might have gotten away with a travel there. A great block there. Levy doing it on both ends of the floor. Gonna look to go up, a nice Euro step. And it's gonna be called a foul. Looks like it's gonna be number 4, Wolk.
Yeah, just like that. HAFTR out and running, they were down by 6. But then Kevin Levy decides to take over the three-pointer. A beautiful Euro step to get AB Schwartz in the air. And then a foul on Donnie Wolk. Kevin Levy, who's automatic from the three-point line. We have to assume he's probably a good free throw shooter as well. A chance to tie or take the lead here for HAFTR.
Levy sinks that first one to make it a tie ball game. He could take the lead here. And here he goes with the second. Kevin Levy, a guy that we didn't really talk about so much before the game, but he has been all of the HAFTR offense so far in this contest.
He's been great.
There's Wolk.
Wolk using his body there so well. It goes right into Salem. He does not want to foul. And Donnie Wolk gives MTA the lead back. But like you're saying about Levy, it's really important in these games that some of your supporting cast step up, and Kevin Levy has done exactly that today.
There's Safra loading up from beyond the arc. No good. Salem securing the board. Safra might have that chance. And Levy takes it again. His first miss from three-point land today.
Yeah, Solinsky tried to tip that one out. I think he actually would have done better by catching that one. He had a lot of space there. HAFTR could have had another possession, but no avail.
Wolk just too strong there on that midi. Salem with the Jokic-style pass inside. Beautiful feed there.
Oh, we got to get a replay of that one. He looked off the defender and then fired one to Solinsky in between two defenders. That was a beautiful pass there by Jaime Sam, doing it all for the Hawks. He's on triple-double watch here today.
As Wolk could not respond. Let's see if Salem starts to get hot off of that confidence after that gorgeous look. Levy penetrating, getting it out to Salem. Salem has his man inside again, putting on a clinic here with the passing. And there's Solinsky inside holding his head. We hope he's okay.
Yeah, late call, but that's absolutely the right call. Got hit on the back of the head. I think the referee was waiting to see if it was going to go in, but you'll see Salem here on that first no-look pass. Disgusting. Send that one into Sports Center for top 10 plays. And then the second one, a little shovel. Andrew Solinsky, got to credit him for being in the right spot, filling the gap, and Jaime Salem doing his best to hit his teammates. And it's always great to see these star players that are unselfish and willing passers. And Jaime Salem is doing exactly that today. No assist on that one, but he gets an assist in my book because he gets his teammates aligned for 2 free throws and draws the foul on AB Schwartz.
And I'm sure being unselfish always gains you some points in God's book as well. As Salem, obviously, usually their primary scorer. Kevin Levy has done most of the scoring today, but Salem using his abilities as a facilitator to his advantage.
And especially when you draw so much attention like Salem does, the more you pass just makes it so much more important. Another thing to add to that is that when you're an unselfish teammate, your teammates want you to they'll give you the ball right back. If you're not a willing passer, they're less willing to give you the ball, so it kind of works both directions.
As there's Book banging down low in the post for an easy 2.
Yeah, we got ourselves a tie game. MTA a chance to hold for almost, HAFTR a chance to almost hold for the last shot here. 4-second differential. Let's see what Coach Honig wants to do here.
As there's Zambello. Over to Jaime. Back over to Solinsky.
I don't know how you don't run this play through Salem or through the high post. Or Salem at the high post.
MTA
he doesn't realize.
chanting out the wrong count as Salem chucks up a prayer for three, just misses off of the front rim.
I don't think Mbalo realized that there still was time on the clock. Same thing happened in the second quarter where the shot clock buzzer went off, and then HAFTR kind of fell asleep. Mbalo threw up a lazy floater as if the quarter was over. It nearly went as Halpert. That would not have counted anyways. There was 0.1 on the clock. You can't catch and shoot with that little time. But we got ourselves a tie game here going into the fourth. What more can you ask for Championship Monday?
Not much more. Very exciting contest thus far. I was very impressed with Halpert's arm strength, looking like a young Michael Vick there. I only say that because I'm a Philly boy. Obviously, a lot of other quarterbacks who you can name in that conversation.
Cole Hamels.
Cole Hamels as well.
I don't know if a lot of the kids watching on the stream know who Cole Hamels is. Try to make a Philly reference for you. Zach Wheeler, more modern day Philly reference.
I'll only know the old school ones as I'm more of a fair weather fan when it comes to the Phillies.
It's fine. Garrett Cole, people in New York watching. Presumably a lot of Yankees fans on the stream.
Is it bad that I don't know who that is?
If you don't follow baseball, I guess it's not. He's a pitcher on the Yankees. Gets paid a lot of money to do this game.
You learn something new every day, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Try to educate you. We got a good basketball game on our hands. No need to talk about MLB opening day coming up.
Got plenty to talk about here as both starting fives come back into this game, it looks like.
And I think word of the score has creeped into MTA. A couple more students coming in now. Tie game, fourth quarter of a championship. Around lunchtime, you probably will expect this gym to pack in with former MTA alumni and YU and some more students as we head to lunch.
Salem almost getting the steal there. Book, a nice pass out there to Schwartz, who pulls it from deep. It's going to go down the other way.
Good sportsmanship again. Once again, I have to point this out. Sportsmanship for both teams today has been incredible. If anyone goes down on the floor, there's always one person from his own team and at least 2 or 3 people from the other team making sure that everyone's okay and helping each other out. You always love to see that.
Obviously a Class C group of young men on both of these rosters. There's Salem spinning, finding Mbalo in the corner, who pulls it for the tray ball.
It's the second of the half, and once again, who makes the pass? It's Jaime Salem. They've been putting a lot of attention on him, and this is exactly what you want. When MTA is going to have to start to close out on these shooters a little bit more, and then it's time for Jaime Salem to start to put the ball in the basket himself.
A nice Euro step there by Schwartz. Nearly gets it to fall. Safra, MTA is going to plead their case, saying it hit the line, and the ref will answer their call.
Yeah, it's a really tight call there. Eitan Safra just couldn't corral the ball. It's going to be really hard to tell in this replay. But Safra puts the ball down and just hits the line. A good sales job by the MTA bench and crowd. But MTA a chance to tie the game here with a 3-pointer.
Schwartz and Salem in the corner, the 2 stars. Schwartz, easy separation there with the floater and the soft touch, making this a 1-point contest.
Yeah, it's a great shot there by A.B. Schwartz. A lot of kids I was talking about this yesterday, they need to learn how to jump stop. Not only do you avoid the charge, but Andrew Solinsky would have blocked that one out of this gym. Good jump stop there.
And there's Mbalo. Can't get it to fall that time. Salem retaining the board as he's done so well today. Kevin Levy shifting his feet mid-range. Bingo!
Give him another assist for Jaime Salem. He's got at least 6. He's already got a double-double. This could be one of the great statistical performances we've ever seen from anyone in Sarachek.
As there's Schwartz again. Looked like he was going to pass it, but he took it in himself. Couple of oohs and ahs from the crowd there.
And it cuts the lead back to 1. More importantly, putting the pressure back on the HAFTR offense to get another bucket.
There's Jaime Salem with a midi, no good.
Where does MTA turn to here? I'm assuming it's going to be A.B. Schwartz. He's gotten you 2 buckets in a row.
As there's Rudman over to Halpert.
A little bit of a dribble weave offense. And now A.B. Schwartz is time.
Oh, and it is becoming the A.B. Schwartz show right now with a beautiful display of crossovers there to get some separation. As some numbers coming in from our statistician.
Statistician Yosef Silver, shout out. He's not wearing a headset, but we'll tell him he got a shout out.
Beautiful cut inside there to Shmuel.
How about that no look by Donnie Wolf? A couple of highlight reel plays here today, and MTA back in front. A lot of unselfish basketball for both sides. Just what we like to see.
There's Levy trying to block out all the noise with the defense chants resounding. Kevin Levy,
you got to go through your star here. Give it to Salem and let him make the right decision.
Salem again from that elbow. No good. Strong, manly rebound there by Wolk.
Yeah, we talked about it before. Salem now with all those great passes. He's up to 6 assists in this game. 4 away from a triple-double, but he's now going to have a lot more space offensively. He's just going to have to hit that mid-range jump shot.
Shmuel again. Falls short, gets his own. He does not actually, as Salem manages to scrap on the floor, get the ball. And there's Levy. Thought about it for a second. Great active hands there by Halpert. And Rodman's going to push it ahead. Halpert for the fast break finish. Gets it to go. And running back on defense, Halpert showing so much heart here in the last 4 and change here in this ball game.
And now HAFTR, what are they going to do? Another steal by Schwartz.
Schwartz again. Going up. Going to try to go with the left. And he does. MTA going crazy on the bench.
Yeah, Coach Honig talked about it. What's the only way they're going to win this game is if they stop turning the ball over. Now 2 straight possessions, great unselfish play by Levinson Spring. Halpert on the break might have gotten foul as well, and then next time down a lazy pass by HAFTR, and A.B. Schwartz takes advantage with the left. MTA now up by 5. Coach Honig must be preaching to his team, guys, everybody calm down, no more turnovers. That's the only way back into this game, but still a lot of time remaining, 4 minutes to go. The MTA crowd is rejuvenated, re-energized, and they are ready to go. And this HAFTR team in a nice tight huddle on the sideline here. What is Coach Honig saying to his players? We don't know, but we can assume, preaching to them, for everyone to just calm down and make the smart decision as Jaime Salem rejoins the huddle. A lot to be said here, and with a shot clock in this game, which both these teams are not accustomed to, a lot to think about these last 4 minutes and 8 seconds.
Obviously, during our halftime interview with Coach Honig, he talked again and again about those costly turnovers that result in those transition buckets for MTA. HAFTR not doing a great job at protecting the ball, but they got to settle their nerves, calm down, take a deep breath, and close out this game.
Yeah, absolutely. This game is far from over. Very clean game thus far. Not really a lot of foul calls. No one really in foul trouble. But HAFTR, like we said, they got to calm down, make the smart play, and it starts with a nice, efficient possession here. Look for them to go Salem in the high post and let him make the decision. MT's probably not going to let them throw it to Salem in the high post, though. They're going to have a lot of room on the baseline if they want it.
As there's Kevin Levy. He's been their guy all day long. Salem over there in the corner from way downtown. No good.
He hasn't hit a 3 today, but he's tried a couple. Be more efficient in the mid-range.
And there's Mbalo passing up on that look, trying to get the most open opportunity. Salem just runs over Halpert again. Offensive foul. And that grit and determination from Halpert to get his body there is going to be rewarded by the referees.
Yeah, you see on the replay here, Salem has to go behind the back in the middle of his own. Not exactly what I want to do, and Halpert stands his ground. Salem a little slow to get up. We'll send it to commercial break. We'll be back real quick.
And we're actually going to stay right here with us as the action really starting to pick up here.
And that's Salem's 4th foul. He's going to stay in the game. Excuse me, he's going to get subbed out right now. But Coach Honig telling him as comes to the bench to calm down. He's very upset, animated on the sideline. But a very intense game here. 5-point game, 3 minutes to go. 4th foul. He's not going to be on the bench for long, I can assure you of that.
As there's Wolk at the high post. Looks like he got away with a walk, but the ref is going to say foul. A lot of physicality down low. And Zach, I wouldn't be surprised if Halpert doesn't want to play ball for another 2 months after eating those knees to the chest or whatever it was by Salem. That is a big boy.
Yeah, luckily for him though. I mean, remember that for MTA, this is their 5th game in 5 days. These kids are exhausted. Halpert's checking out his chin right now. He's been beat up. He's going to need a nice ice bath after this one. But like you said, luckily for him, last game of the season he could take a break for a few months.
Obviously, a very basketball-oriented family.
Sure, assistant coach R.E.A. Halpert, his older brother on the bench.
As Wolk
misses both. That's big. And Salem, his 13th rebound of the game to go along with his 11 points and 6 assists. An excellent all-around game for Jaime Salem, but now 4 fouls for him. He's got to be careful. One more, and this HAFTR Hawks team could be in trouble.
As there's Levy, and he hits it all the way from Central Avenue is Kevin Levy to make this a 2-point ball game.
And Salem sets it up again. That's his 7th assist, and HAFTR just like that, back to a 2-point game, but Kevin Levy has been the spark plug for this HAFTR offense.
And that's Schwartz responding with a 3 of his own, hyping up the crowd. Anything can happen here in the remaining 2:30 of this game.
Huge response there by A.D. Schwartz. HAFTR starting to gain a little momentum.
As there's Salem. Oh, beautiful dime inside. Could not be handled by Solinsky, but Levy pulls it back out. Levy gets it again. Let's see if he can do it.
And he wanted the foul in the last one. This one, Ezra Halpert a little bit too close on the closeout. And now Kevin Levy, a great free throw shooter, has hit a bunch from beyond the arc. He's going to go to the line for 3 shots and a chance to cut this to a 1-possession game if he hits at least 2 of them.
And Levy obviously in a high-pressure situation right now, but we know he is made for this moment. He's hit a couple of huge shots here down the stretch. Very capable of hitting the shots when it matters most.
I don't think this guy ever hits the rim. This guy's unbelievable. Crunch time, MTA responds to the big 3. How do you respond? 3 free throws and a timeout. Levy's already cut it to a 1-possession game, but he has a chance to now make it a 2-point game again with another free throw.
We're going to stay alive. We would not want to miss any of this one. As we have some Nickelodeon fans in the crowd.
I think everyone's a Nickelodeon fan deep down. They just don't want to admit it sometimes. But more importantly, for HAFTR, they have 44 points, 20 of them coming from Kevin Levy. He's had an unbelievable game. A lot of 3-pointers here today. And then Jaime Salem as well. With the 4 fouls, you got to be careful. But he's got 11 of his own and 3 assists now away from a triple-double. He's staying on the bench here, though. A little bit of an offense-defense, especially with the shot clock. You're able to do that. If after Levy presumably makes his free throw and they get a rebound, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Honig calls timeout to re-enter Salem into the game, but what you don't want is your superstar picking up his 5th foul.
No, you do not. Playing such a crucial role in this game despite the lack of scoring.
I don't think Levy hit the rim on any of those 3 free throws. Unbelievable. 21 points now for Kevin Levy.
There's Wolk looking to break that press.
Yeah, HAFTR in that press. That's another reason why you don't want Salem out there. Press, very easy to pick up a foul, but HAFTR one more foul to give so they can stay a little bit aggressive. No reason to foul, of course. 2 minutes to go. 2-point game.
As Wolk takes it down with the right pass. High IQ basketball there by Wolk to find Shmuel down low.
It's been all day for MTA. They've just driven good penetration. And like I said, Coach Honig called timeout probably to put Salem back in the game. But once again for MTA, the dribble drive beats the man off the dribble. You'll see here on the replay. And then draws the second defender, Solinsky. And then bang, a beautiful pass there to Yosef Shmuel. These MTA big men just worked so well together in tandem. One guy drives, one guy passes, a lot of unselfishness. You can see Coach Sullivan really doing an excellent job preaching the unselfishness of this team.
Absolutely, Zach. And in this very gym, you can only imagine the amount of repetitions that they have done doing such similar plays to the one that we just saw in that last possession. And we're going to stay live. We do not want to miss any of this game as it is coming down to the wire. And we would like to thank another one of our sponsors, Como Pizza. Come to Como Pizza for some great pizza, pasta, salads, and even awesome breakfast options. We will be streaming the games in the store, making it a great place to watch the games while you eat. Ball looking to be inbounded from Levy on the sideline.
And Salem back in there with his 4 fouls. If you're after, you definitely don't need a 3. You just want to get a bucket and put the pressure back on the MTA offense to score.
There's Salem looking to penetrate, stops short, and delivers from mid-range to bring this game within 2 points.
Yeah, Salem now 13 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists. An unbelievable all-around game from him. But more importantly, MTA was ready to take the charge there, but Salem smartly stopped short and pulls up for that mid-range jump shot he's so great at. 2-point game, MTA running their offense. HAFTR going to play straight-up defense. And more importantly for them, they need to secure this rebound on the miss.
And Salem, been such a pleasure to watch so far today. Just really has his game down to a science. Schwartz with the nice crossover there. Rudman going to pull a 3. And all the way down from the George Washington is Gabriel Rudman to make this a 5-point game. Rudman with ice in his veins.
Yeah, these MTA players have just hit clutch shot after clutch shot today. Whenever HAFTR's making a run, MTA comes back with a big play. And now it's going to stay HAFTR ball. Once again, you don't need a 3-pointer. You just need to cut it to a 1-possession game. Obviously, MTA going to be tested to hit their free throws at the line. Some of their players like Donnie Wilk 0 for 4 at the line, so you never know what's going to happen with one-on-ones.
And there's Levy in the corner. Bang! Kevin Levy!
Clock is running, so
automatic from beyond the arc. That's his 5th 3-pointer. And the steal by Salem. And he gets 2 shots from the line.
What a play there by Jaime. 37.6 for Yosef Shmuel. That's the 5th foul. MTA has 1 to give. If this clock gets down to under 10, you might want to utilize that foul, make HAFTR if they hold the ball here, but they're probably not going to. They're probably going to want to take a quicker
There's
shot.
Salem with the quick quad. Halpert all over him. And a little shove inside. Schwartz looking for the technical there on Salem. We've seen Salem display such good sportsmanship all game. We would hate to see him get a technical foul.
That also would throw him out of this game with his 5th foul, but Ezra Halpert, that's his 4th foul. That's something to keep an eye on. MTA, no more fouls to give. So they're out. And now with 30 seconds to go, shot clock turned off. HAFTR a chance to hold for 1, a chance for the win. I'm assuming you're probably going to want to take this shot with 5 to 10 seconds to go. Give yourself a chance at an offensive rebound, of course, with the size of Salem, the size of Solinsky. But we saw this yesterday with a couple of teams. You know, if you're Coach Honig, you've been practicing all season. It all culminates right here. You're giving your best play right now to your team, and maybe a second play as well, because you never know what's going to happen. You might miss a shot, it goes out of bounds. Another thing that might come back to bite HAFTR is that in the event that they do miss a shot, they have a foul to give. A foul does not automatically send MTA to the line, so that's something to consider as well. But Coach Honig, you got to assuming MTA stays in their zone, this one's going to go through Jaime Salem nearly with a triple-double, only 2 assists away now.
Yeah, unbelievable individual performances by Jaime Salem and Kevin Levy. And let's talk about Halpert there on that previous possession. Not the first time he's done that. He's been a pest for Salem all game long. Obviously, Salem having his way on a lot of the possessions, but Halpert always creating that disruption, and he's been a major X factor on the defensive end.
Yeah, absolutely. And if the scoreboard is correct, they took a foul away from MTA, so that actually brings them to 5 fouls. That gives them 1 more foul to give, which they could utilize here. Make HAFTR foul someone on the ground, make HAFTR take it out again. I probably would use it With about 5 to 10 seconds to go. Well, we'll see what HAFTR decides to do here. MTA staying in their zone. We talked about how it could be hard to defend an inbounds pass in the zone, but watch the inbounder Salem here.
And there's Safra with the quick 2 inside, taking the lead for HAFTR.
Yeah, clock is running. That's Salem's 9th assist. MTA's got to hurry here.
There's Schwartz pulling it back, nearly turning it over. Halpert down to Shmuel, inside for Rudman. What a wild finish by Rudman inside, delivering in crunch time. Timeout called. Unbelievable play there by the MTA Lions to take this lead over HAFTR.
You see on the replay here, beautiful passing in by MTA, and what a finish by Gabriel Roman. Doesn't bring the ball down. He would have been defensed really hard, but the reverse layup on the opposite side of the basket for righty. Little English off the glass for Gabriel Rudman. And now MTA in a similar position they were 20 seconds ago. Up by 1, HAFTR basketball. Coach Honan calls timeout. You just ran a good inbounds play on one end. It's time to throw your second best play out there right now. And I think same thing as before. You give it into the hands of Jaime Salem, 1 assist shy of a triple-double, and you let him go to work. Either he takes the shot or he finds an open teammate like he did with Safra last time. I'm assuming MTA is going to put the clamps on Kevin Levy here. You don't want Kevin Levy to beat you with a shot because he's been doing it all day. You got to make someone beat you besides for Levy or Salem. Easier said than done, of course, but that MTA foul to give also looming large. See if Coach Sullivan decides to employ that at some point here.
As obviously the focus on that last possession had to have been on Kevin Levy and Jaime Salem as well, but that's why all of that depth on HAFTR came to their advantage as the focus was taken.
And MTA in a man now. Coach Sullivan, first possession all game there we see a man out of MTA. Let's see what HAFTR has drawn up 8 on the clock.
Screen set, there's Salem getting a foul called on the side.
Yeah, that's what we talked about, giving that foul. Smart call there by Coach Sullivan. That's Ezra Halpert's 4th foul. It's not really going to matter unless this game goes to overtime, but 6 seconds to go. Gym is packed, everyone on their feet. No more fouls to give for MTA. They're in a man. I don't know if Coach Honig was expecting that. He's out of timeouts. He's calling a play right now. You got to assume you're going to get Salem going downhill, maybe a pick and roll. I got to try to frame up with an off-ball pick here.
There's Salem almost taking back court. The ref is going to say that he does. MTA with the key defensive step. The crowd is going wild. Rowdy as ever.
Yeah, you'll see on the replay, it's an excellent call there by the referee. That one dribble by Salem, his foot steps behind the line. And now what is an issue for HAFTR is that they still have 1 foul to give. They're going to have to foul twice here with 4.9. But this MTA still has to get the ball in bounds. That's not an easy task as well.
And there's Wolk getting fouled by Safra. He's going to have to do his best to hit these from the line.
And he's still got 1 more, so 3.4 to go. That one wasted up 1.5 seconds. That's going to be Safra's 3rd. They're going to have to inbound the ball from underneath. They can throw it into the backcourt. I wouldn't recommend that because HAFTR can get a breakaway the other way. But regardless, it's going to be a 1-and-1 for MTA on the next HAFTR foul. Salem, if you can, you want to give the ball to whoever Salem's guarding because that would put him out of this game. He has no choice but to foul. But we'll see.
Obviously, Wolk struggling from the free throw line today. MTA actually got away with one from the fact that he did not go to the line. Halpert getting it into Schwartz. Schwartz looking to run it out.
And that's going to be Salem's 5th. So, unfortunately, he's going to be out of this game. He had an amazing effort. It's going to actually give Coach Honan. Oh, they called that one on Levy. That is fortunate for the HAFTR Hawks. I was going to say, if Salem did foul out, they're going to have a 30-second timeout, basically. I'm not really... Oh, Levy, they're sending him all the way down the court. Make or miss, not a lot of time for HAFTR.
As we've just been informed that A.B. Schwartz has been perfect from the line, 2 for 2 so far. Let's see if he can continue that perfect streak. And he does not. Going over to Salem, chucking up a prayer for the win, and it does not fall. MTA storming the court. What a win! Way to pull that one out, MTA. And it is electric in here. As Donnie Katz telling everyone to get off the court, that is not going to be an easy task. MTA thrilled after pulling that Division 3, Tier 3 championship.
Yeah, you'll see on that replay the jubilation from MTA after that shot falls short. Jaime Salem, a good look, as good of a look as you're going to get from just beyond half court. had the distance, just a little bit offline. But a great game by both of these teams. MTA faithful ecstatic. HAFTR, tough defeat for them, especially after a great all-around game by both teams.
Absolutely. Congratulations to the MTA Lions on their home court, bringing home the hardware.
They're accustomed to Tier 3. It's their third straight Tier 3 championship for MTA. A little bit different this year. Usually we have 4 tiers in Sarachek. This season, the first where there's only 3. But MTA, the Tier 3 champions once again.
And you gotta love the consistency there. Knowing what they're good at, winning that Tier 3 pretty consistency. And we're gonna see who our stars of the game are. We're gonna look to have a post-game interview with the clipped or post-game show rather, trying to make out who the stars will be. And Zach, who do you think those stars will be to get interviewed after this game?
It could really be anyone. I mean, for MTA, they had a lot of great players today. Everyone, a lot of good ball movement. Looks like we got A.B. Schwartz. He put the team on his back for a little bit in the fourth quarter. Donnie Wolk had 6 assists today. A bunch of these senior leaders for this team. Gabriel Revin obviously hitting what turned out to be the game-winning shot. But only a junior. We got the 3 senior leaders on this team.
As it looks like we're almost ready to start. We've got hugs being exchanged by some of the parents who came out to watch their kids perform in a spectacular manner. And it looks like we're going to have our correspondent, Barrett Kaplan, on the sideline interviewing A.B. Schwartz, Donnie Wolk, and anyone else. I think that might be all. Almost ready to send it down, Barrett. Calling those players over, obviously very excited.
Yeah, send it down, Akiva.
I think we're going to send it down to Barrett Kaplan to interview the stars of this game. Barrett, take it away.
All right, thank you boys so much. So I think it's safe to say what an emotional ride. You know, you guys started off the first tier, got knocked down to the third tier. So it's been a ride, but you've been able to pull through and get this Tier 3 championship win. How does that feel?
You want to take it away? It feels amazing. I mean, to get knocked out of the playoffs in the first round in Yeshiva League.
MTA, this is for you! Go MTA!
Get a load of these kids.
Yes, as I was saying, to get knocked out of the playoffs in the first round, it feels really bad. And then to come to Sarachek, and unfortunately losing the Tier 1 qualifier and then the Tier 2 qualifier. But any team, we played with every team. You can see it up there. We went all the way to that end of the bracket, and we won a championship. What's good?
How does it feel like you've come so far? It's been a long road, so to be at the end of it and win.
It's tough. I mean, we took a couple of tough losses in the first round, but I don't know. It's good to bounce back from that, get a couple wins down the stretch late, and it was great stuff. Close games. A lot of close games this time.
I can see it's been an emotional ride. Just how does it feel to get the win, to get that final dub?
And you always want to end off on a high, so I'm pumped.
Absolutely pumped. Yeah, you give a few shout-outs.
I have a long list. My grandmother from Muncie, I absolutely love you. My grandfather from Dallas, you're the best. My uncle Yo, Michal, Gavi, Shimmy, the rest of them. Also Aiden Rousman and Avi Goldstein in Baltimore. Let's go Lions!
Go MTA all the way!
Sam Richmond wanted to shout out, I love you.
Shout out, Shuey, shout out, Shuey.
All right, go enjoy the championship later.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Get ready for the next game, boys.
Thank you very much, Barrett, and thank you to A.B. Schwartz, Daniel Book, and Donnie Wolk for your exciting sentiments that you shared with us. Obviously, a lot of excitement in the air following that win of the MTA Lions over the HAFTR Hawks. And we are here for the Clip post-game show. We got an exciting one coming up next. We have Ramaz and Ida Crown facing off. The stage is set. And don't go anywhere because we will be back after the following messages for the start of this game.